Welcome to the This Is His Story podcast, the executive director and pastor guide to sowing and reaping online givers.
Welcome to episode 27, 3 things all executive directors should do online. All right, I'm going to make this one fairly short just because I want to keep the main things the main things. So let's start with this. Number 1, make sure any visitor that's visiting your website knows within seconds what your organization does. I know that sounds so obvious, but you would be shocked that if I went to your website, I could probably beat it up. I mean, if I go to 100 websites, I have improvements for 98% of everybody I look at. Hardly anybody gets it all right. But this one gets done wrong by so many organizations. And I would say the older an organization is and the more that it does, the harder they think it is to put in a succinct manner what it is they do. Because you ask them what they do in an elevator or at dinner, you get a couple minute breakdown of all the different services and arms of the ministry. But what they forget is the elevator speech of getting on or off the elevator of what it is they do, meaning, well, we help women in this way and we help them in this way and then in this way and this way. But my argument is, no, you helped abused women have hope again. You may do that 10 different ways, but you roll it all up into one little phrase. And the websites, you can do it in a tagline that goes with your logo, or you can do it sort of in that above the fold area where a lot of people put a hero image, right? Like if you can take a picture of what it is that you do or wraps up what it is you do and you put the words right next to it, that goes a long, long way to showing what you do. And I would say most of you listening don't have that perfect hero in 1 second. A picture's worth 1,000 words. And then the little phrase it is what you do on your homepages, most of you don't. And it would go a long, long way to helping your donors understand without having to do a lot of reading and a lot of clicking, which is what you're sort of demanding out of them right now because you don't have it, in a very simple way. Number 2, highly related, little different. Make sure that if a donor gives, they know beyond a shadow of a doubt that their gift matters and it's going to what they thought it goes to. I'm not saying you have to earmark, but if you do earmark, make sure they understand that it's being earmarked. Whatever it is they give to, make sure they know that that goal probably would not have been achieved without them, or that it can be achieved more because of them, and that it's going to go to what they thought it went to. I know that some people, fundraise, if you will, for a particular project, but they put people into the normal donation page, which means they get a normal email, a normal response, and it's not geared to what it is they gave to. If you ask for earmark giving, make sure the earmark experience is the same so that they know that their gift is going to where they thought it goes. Nothing's worse than somebody giving and then get a generic email back and you're like, well, did you put it in the right spot? Because you implied you needed it for this one special cause, but you never mentioned that cause in any other communication that you had with me. Well, then that goes into number 3. Make sure that your donor knows their gift their next gift is going to move the needle. Like if I give you $1 and I don't see that any communication about what you did with that $1, why would I give you a second $1? If you listen to this podcast, you hear me say this all the time. If you tell people you're going to dig a well in Africa for a village, you better show me you buying a shovel, digging a hole, or a kid drinking clean water. One of the 3 before you ask me for another one. So whatever it is in your organization that you're doing and someone gives you a gift, make sure they know that that gift is, 1, going to whatever it is they thought, and then that you have updated them on the effect of their gift before you ask them for gift number 2. Why would they give you another gift? I mean, some of you are lucky to get new donors, but many of you are squandering the opportunity. You're always looking for a new donor because you don't convert the second gift very well or pull people into monthly donors because you're not telling a good story. So those are my big three things. Online executive directors, make sure that the person visiting your site knows within seconds of what you do. And if they give, they know that their gift matters and it's going to go to where they thought, where their heart is. And then if you ever ask another gift, that you followed up and basically said, hey, your first dollar moved the needle. Your second dollar is also going to move the needle. If you just keep giving, we're going to keep doing what it is your donor's passionate about. They will fund that as long as they know that it's moving the needle. All right, guys, short and simple this week.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of This Is His Story podcast.
Overwhelmed at all the technical terms, trends, options, cost, invoice signings for your organization's digital strategies? Join other leaders of Christian organizations as we join hands in our closed Facebook group. Go to creativedigitalguide.com/Facebook to register and apply for access. I'm only allowing executives of Christian organizations in. No vendors, no high-pressure sales, no gimmicks into this closed Facebook group. Sign up today and be encouraged and informed as you lead your Christian organization. Looking for a free resource to help your organization move the needle on new names and donors? Watch the 5 simple shifts to gain dedicated donors with your digital strategies webinar. Go to creativedigitalguide.com to register for this on-demand resource built exclusively for executive directors. creativedigitalguide.com for more information of gaining donors and telling stories that convert to new names and donations. Fund your God-sized mission.